Good day, everyone. Welcome to TOEIC Reading Practice, Part 7, Reading Comprehension with the topic Detailed Inference and Vocabulary Questions. I'm Teacher Ann, and I'll be your teacher for today. Now, let's get started. Let's define each type of question. First, detail question. But what do we mean by detail? The definition of detail is to describe or give information about something. Also, you can say it's a single piece of information or fact about something. For example, the time you describe your plan to a friend, that's when you detail your plan. Detailed questions ask the reader to recall specific information such as anecdotes, cited evidence, data, or descriptions used to support the main idea of the passage. The answers to these questions can be found in each passage. Here are some examples of detailed questions. How much is a product? When was the email sent? What percentage of users are over 30? Who is name or title? What dates are critical? Who has to attend the meeting? How much time does the graph cover? Where is Mr. Brown working now? Next, let's define inference. Inference is using observation and background to reach a logical conclusion. You probably practice inference every day. For example, if you see someone eating a new food and he or she makes face, then you can infer that he doesn't like it. Or if someone slams a door, you can infer that he is upset about something. Inference questions are the types of questions that involve reading between the lines. Students are required to make an educated guess as the answer will not be stated explicitly. Students must use clues from the text, coupled with their own experiences, to draw a logical conclusion. These are some examples of inference questions. Who might use the product? What is the tone of the memo? Who would use the information? Who would most likely read this report? What is the writer's opinion? Where would you find these instructions? Why did Miss Jones write this letter? What will the employee do next? Lastly, vocabulary, which refers to all the languages and words either used or understood by a person or group of people. An example of vocabulary is all the words that a toddler understands and the language used by doctors. Vocabulary questions show you a word and you pick the word that is closest in meaning to the given word using the context clues from the passage. Examples: the word promotion in paragraph 1, line 3 is closest in meaning to. The word competent in line 2 is closest in meaning to. The word produce in line 1 of the ad is closest in meaning to, and the word data below the graph is closest in meaning to. In the previous episode, we have discussed the strategies used for locating the main topic. These strategies are also applied in our lesson for today. Again, they are 1. Read quickly and efficiently. 2. Read the questions before you read the passage. When you have already read the question and identified what type is this, may it be detail, inference, or vocabulary, it will be easier to find the specific answer. In addition to the two strategies, we have strategy number 3. Do not read the answer choices before you read the passage. Save yourself some time. You will probably find the answers to the question yourself as you go through the passage. Then, you will not be confused by the answer options, as some answer options may look correct. Now, let's take a look at the following example. You will read the following advertisement for 10 seconds. You may pause this video if you need more time to read. Time's up. Let's start number 1. Who is John Michaels? This is an example of a detailed question, therefore, we are looking for a specific answer. Letter A, the owner of the property, is not a choice since the lots are seized by the city for non-payment taxes. Letter C, a stockbroker is out of context because this is someone who buys and sells securities on a stock exchange on behalf of the clients. Lastly, letter D is a controller used in the title of some financial officers not selling lots. In line 4 and 5, it is mentioned that the lots will be sold by local real estate brokers. In connection to this, in line 6, the name John Michaels is the one who will be offering the lots. Therefore, the answer is letter B, a real estate agent. Number 2. Who might buy the residential lot? This one is an inference question, meaning we need to read between the lines. Stockholders in letter A is not an option since this term is used in the business field. As for letter B, this has been mentioned in the previous question as someone who is selling the lots. For letter D, commercial is opposite to residential because it means making or intended to make a profit. Residential means designed for people to live in. So the answer is letter C, families and individuals. Number 3. The word residential in the heading of the ad is closest in meaning to letter A, a company means a commercial business. Letter B, on the other hand, means a large town, and obviously, this is not an answer. Letter D, a park, is not somewhere one can sleep or live. As mentioned earlier, residential means designed for people to live in. So, what is the correct answer? Correct, it's letter C, a housing. So there you go for our strategies. And now, let's move on to our practice exercises. Read carefully and try to guess the answers. For questions 1 to 3, refer to the following announcement. Read the passage silently and quickly as you can for 10 seconds, and let's answer the questions. You may also pause this video if you need more time to read. You may start now. Number 1. How many hours a week do professional people work now? This is a detailed question. If you remember, detailed questions are looking for specific answers. There are 3 figures mentioned in the passage. However, the question is asking for how many hours. Although another figure mentions about how many hours professionals work, this information is outdated as it was released 10 years ago. The exact information is found in line 3, which indicates that the data is recent because of the word now. So, what is the answer? Correct. It's letter C, 55 or more. Number 2. When was the report released? What type of question is this? Correct. This is an inference question. How come? We can't see the actual figures relating to a date or a time here. Nothing except the word last week in the last line. So yesterday is obviously not correct. If it was 15 days ago, then it is more than a week. Letter C is also out. And 10 years ago is completely out because it is the longest choice given. Among the choices, only 7 days ago is the logical answer since a week is composed of 7 days. Therefore, the answer is letter B. Number 3. The word professional in line 2 is closest in meaning to letter B. An unemployed person is someone who is not working. This is not an option because the announcement presents ideas about people who are working. Letter C. Friend or companion is not mentioned in the passage. Lastly, letter D. College student is not yet considered as professional since they are ones who are still studying in order to graduate and find a job. Professional is a word relating to or connected with a profession, leading us the answer to letter A, a person qualified in a profession. For questions number 4 to 6, refer to the following report. Again, read the passage quietly for 10 seconds and read efficiently as well. Your timer starts now. Question number 4. What percentage of phones sales are sold to private companies? This detailed question deals with percentage. There are 4 figures of percentage from the passage above. Letter B is the percentage for the sales to government offices. Letter C is the percentage for the sales to individuals for personal use. And letter D is the percentage to represent the higher sales from the previous year. This leaves us to the answer, letter A, 40%. Number 5. Who would most likely read this report? In here, we must make an educated guess as to who are the recipients of the report because this is an inference question. There is no mention of designing, maintaining, or building engines and machines, so letter A is out. There aren't any information about hospitals and medicines. Letter B is also not an answer. Architects design buildings which are not in the passage. The passage presents data about the difference of the sales and the percentage of sales. Therefore, the people who most likely read this report are letter C, salespersons. Let's move on to question number 6. The word reported in line 2 is closest in meaning to. Let's find out the meaning of each choice. A, stood by, means to be present, so it is out of context. Increased is a verb that means become or make greater. Also, not related to the context apart from the mention of the sales difference. Letter C, denied, means not being permitted. The meaning of reported is having been formally announced. Therefore, the answer is letter D, announced. Moving on to an email for questions 7 to 10. For the last time, you are given 10 seconds to read the passage. Read the passage quickly and efficiently. Number 7. When was the email sent? What kind of question is this? Right, this is a detailed question. The WH question, when, is used when asking about the time or the date. In the parts of a letter, where is the date usually located? Yes, it is in the top portion of the letter. There is only one date included in the answer choices, and the rest are the details of the sender's address. The answer is letter B, August 14, 2020. Number 8. Why did Charles Chung write this letter? In the email, there is no mention of anything that is computer related. Letter B is not an answer. Next, saying that you want to take a nap in a formal email is highly unlikely. Therefore, letter C is also not an answer. Lastly, in the first line of the body of the email, the sender directly says he is interested in working at the Worldwide Travel Agency, meaning he has his resume ready for that. So letter D is out. And this leads to the answer, which is letter A, he wants a job. Number 9. Who sent the email? In letters, the closing part, or what we call the salutation, is located in the last part of the letter. Here, the word used in the salutation as part of being formal and respectful is the word sincerely and then the name of the sender below it. The answer is obvious, which is letter C, Charles Chung. Last but not the least, number 10. The word resume in paragraph 2, line 1, is closest in meaning to. First, let's define resume. It is a brief account of a person's education, qualifications, and previous experience, typically sent with a job application. A sales report is used as analysis of the state of sales within a company. So letter A is not an option. On the other hand, an application form may be used when applying for a job. However, this is usually given by the company on the day you apply. Lastly, a certificate is given as an official document attesting a certain fact. So the answer is letter D, a CV or what we call curriculum vitae. That's it for today, everyone. I hope you learned from today's lesson. Thank you and see you in the next episode.